Good afternoon, everyone. As you know that we are discussing about the leadership in educational administration, and so far we have discussed about the concept of leadership. We have discussed the styles of leadership, and yesterday we discussed the Likert's 4 styles of managerial leadership. And from today we'll be discussing about the theories of the leadership. And there are so many theories that evolve with a greater understanding of the needs and expectations of the people at work, with the effectiveness of different leadership styles in different situations, and even with the impact of leadership styles, how the attitudes, how the behavior, and how the competence of followers impact the leaders. So today we are going to discuss the trait theory of the leadership, and as the name indicates, this theory is based on the traits or characteristics of the leaders that make them successful in their leading roles. So this theory, it's viewed as the first modern theory of leadership, and it became popular at the end of the 20th century and remains popular till today. So this theory, it's also termed as the depositional theory, in psychology, which is meant to discover the personality of the people. And the main aim of the researchers of this theory, that was just to measure the traits of the people that are related to the pattern of behavior, emotions, and so on. So this theory, the trait theory of the leadership, it identifies the specific personality traits that distinguish the leaders from non-leaders. Basically, this trait theory is an extension of the great man theory of leadership, which was given by the Thomas Carl. And this theory states that leaders are born, not made. So, the Thomas Carl, he believed that history is shaped by extraordinary leaders, and the ability to lead was something you inherited at birth and not something that could be developed. So his ideas inspired the researchers to look more into the leadership and inheritable traits. So this theory, it seeks to determine what makes a successful leader from the leader's own personal characteristics. And from the very beginning, people have emphasized on the particular a particular individual was a successful leader because of his certain qualities or characteristics. Trait theory, it urges upon the same and specifies different personality traits of leaders that distinguish them from non-leaders. Like the great man theory, it also states the leaders cannot be developed and they have inherited characteristics to become the successful leaders. So this great man theory, it explains not only explains the traits and characteristics in detail, but it also differentiates between the leaders and subordinates or employees by assuming that an individual having a leadership role would have a few more traits than their subordinates. So the leaders can be more confident, they can be more extrovert and charming also. Now, there are some assumptions of this trait theory of leadership on which this theory is based. And first assumption is that individuals have leadership traits by birth, as I already told you, and a specific set of traits are responsible for specific behavior pattern. And this behavior pattern is irrespective of the situations. It doesn't change according to the situation. Now, we'll discuss some common and latest traits of the leadership. There are so many traits which are very common, and some are very latest, which the studies have revealed. And first is the willingness and sense of responsibility. As far as the leader is concerned, this willingness and sense of responsibility trait is very important because effective leaders they must be responsible and accountable for their work. So they also they must be they must admit their mistakes and they don't just pass them to someone else. That's what willingness and sense of responsibility means. Second is the understanding attitude. Successful leaders are those we call successful leaders who take their subordinates or employees along with them and help them in fulfilling their tasks or work. So they understand the needs of them and share a caring relationship with their employees and with their staff. So that's kind of understanding attitude trait in the leaders. Next is the interpersonal skills. An effective leader must have strong interpersonal skills. That is, interacting effectively with the teams and seniors, not just being just dumb and listens to what the employees say, but he must be, be able to interact with them effectively. Next is the success oriented. Strong leaders, or we can say the effective leaders, have a desire and attitude towards the success of themselves and their team. So for this, they must be able to take care of all the aspects to achieve their own and the team assigned tasks, not only but of their own, but also the tasks that are assigned to their employees or the workers in their organizations. Next is the motivational approach. A great leader is the one who has a capability, who is able to motivate, who is able to inspire the team, inspire the leaders, not leaders, but employees and subordinates who are working under him. Next is the strong determination. Tough situations and hurdles in work, they just require the strong determination. And that forms a result-oriented leader. So a strong determination as a trait in the leader is very must. Decision maker, that an effective leader should be a good decision maker. That's very important. Self-assertive means the leaders who can direct their team with assertiveness, or who can direct their team simultaneously, just not being aggressive. Now there are some other common traits also, like you can say judgment capability, competency of work, brave work, commitment, faithful, confidence, emotionally intelligent, innovative, and out-of-box thinker. As far as judgment capability is concerned, it's very important because the leaders having intelligence and ability to make the choices that lift the team up, they are called actually the great leaders. As far as the competency of work is concerned, great leaders, they are skilled enough to handle their jobs and they set an example for others also. Brave and work commitment means commitment towards the work and goals, and it means the courage in handling the challenging situations and tasks. These are the qualities of an impressive leader actually. So a leader, he needs to be trustworthy as the team relies on him. So for their activities and decisions, he must be very faithful. Self-confidence, as you know, is the key to success. So great leaders are confident they must be confident, they should be confident in their decisions, and they should boost the confidence of the team as well. Emotional intelligence is very important. Strong leaders, they must have a balanced emotions. They must be able to balance their emotions and they don't overreact, right? So innovations, as you know, that the strong leaders or effective leaders, they produce the innovative ideas to handle things. As far as the out-of-box thinker means, great leaders or effective leaders, they can think the solution to a problem in different ways and are flexible enough to handle the things as per the situation. That's what out-of-box thinker trait means. So these are some common and latest traits, and this is all about the trait theory of the leadership. I hope you have understood all the things which I discussed in the trait theory of leadership. So this is all for today. I'll see you next week, inshallah, with a new topic and with a new theory. Actually, there we will be discussing about the transformational theory of leadership. So till then, take care and stay safe.